would you say you're feeling super?
I feel...
Because I feel super.
You know what? I do feel really super. You know why I feel super?
Why do you feel super?
Because we got our first 10 subscribers on YouTube.
That's pretty super, actually.
It's pretty awesome. So I want to take a special moment and just say thank you to everybody for every view, like, subscription. We appreciate you guys a lot. And Taylor's pretty poignant wordage. We are talking about Superman today. Pretty excited. We just saw it last night. But before we get into that, we will be talking about the movie. We will also first be talking about just things we like about Superman in general before we get into spoilers. The first 10 minutes of this podcast is just going to be neutral Superman. So if you haven't seen the movie, please stick around for those thoughts, and also go watch it and let us know your thoughts on it as well. But I want to do something. You know, I'm big about celebrating every milestone.
Oh.
So our first 10, here's to the next 10, and hopefully many more after that. If you're watching, I know this is a bit of a long opening. We'll probably montage this next part, but please consider liking and subscribing and sticking around with us to join more conversations. We will definitely montage this because I don't know how to get this fucking open.
This isn't going to spray glitter and shit everywhere, is it?
It said confetti, so I hope it's not glitter.
I don't know.
I told Maddie.
I'm becoming less and less.
I'd help you clean, but there is an insane amount of glitter on the thing. Maybe I won't.
I think maybe we don't.
You know what? The whole bottle is full of glitter.
I think maybe we don't do this because it looks like a real.
We're gonna do this outside and film it and put it in.
Where are we gonna do this outside?
Just on the parking lot.
No, I appreciate it, but cut the bit.
You know what?
You're gonna.
There you go.
Here's what I'll make you a concession.
I'm full of glitter.
Good job. I'll make you a concession. You will shoot both of these at me.
Oh,
when we get to 50 subs. When we get to 50 subs.
A gentleman's bet. I really wish I didn't unwrap mine. I'm not kidding. There's glitter everywhere.
Damn it! I look like a.
All right, but enough delay. I agree to that. So please, if you want to see Taylor get sprayed by 2 bottles of champagne popper glitter, please subscribe. But enough about that.
All right,
let's talk about Superman, and I want to start with a question. When it comes to your version of Superman, trunks or no trunks? Trunks?
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was no trunks for the longest time.
But he's just in one big blue unitard.
Yeah, with the Man of Steel look, I kind of prefer that to some extent. I want to say that my thoughts have changed after yesterday.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what you thought with the trunks thing, just because I like the idea that Superman is and James Gunn said this. Superman is super strong, and he's also, like an alien, so people are kind of afraid of him. So he wears the trunks as like a defense mechanism to disarm people. They go, wow, that guy looks silly because he's insanely powerful. And that explanation, I was like, all right, I kind of like it. I kind of like it a lot.
Well, he's like this Olympian kind of figure, like he is like
he's essentially God, like a god.
I don't know about that, but
you wouldn't say?
No.
With the power level?
Yeah, the power level is crazy, but no.
Compared to, well, I guess they are literal gods of DC, but just like to an average person. Like if I saw Superman, I'd be like, all right.
I can understand Superman's just a strong guy, though. Like, yeah, he's super strong, but like I look at other characters in the DC universe that have the power over the Mystic, and like that's more godlike to me. Because Superman loses against magic, right? Like that's kind of the big thing.
I guess I can see that. Like magic is where you'd put your stamp on God tier.
Yeah, reality bending ideas. Now Superman does that, of course. I mean, holding up buildings and flying and
like he's impervious to basically anything. He can shoot lasers out of his eyes. Got cooling breath.
Not a god, just a very powerful being. Like Goku's not a god, and that's the obvious comparison.
That Goku's not a god.
Goku's not a god, but
let's see if I can do that a little bit. We're just peeking a little bit. We are trying to figure out our audio. Thanks you for all the comments about our audio quality. If you have any suggestions on how to help it, please let us know. But But I honestly, I don't know enough about Dragon Ball to say if Goku's a god or not.
I've
only ever seen him catch on fire and change hair. I know he screams and gets stronger. That's about as much as I know about Dragon Ball.
Fire.
That's not fire.
That's just ki. That's just energy. This visualization of the energy coming off of them.
I see. So we're just moving away from Superman, but now I just want to talk about monks in D&D, and can I make a Goku monk in D&D?
Yes, you can. It's very easy because Son Goku is based off the Monkey King. So you just make the Monkey King and you play it like Son Goku.
I have so many ideas now.
There's a lot to unpack there, but back to
Yeah, keeping it on Superman. So this new movie, the one we just saw, Superman, James Gunn, that one aside, what's your favorite depiction of Superman?
My favorite depiction of Superman?
Yeah, depiction. So we're not just on live action.
My heart goes out to the Christopher Reeve movies, but I think the animated series leading into the Justice League is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Because like that feels like the best.
Yeah.
He's got the voice, he's got the personality, like he's got the great look, the art style's amazing. I mean, I'm a diehard love of like if you ask me the same question about Batman, I would say the animated series Batman. Yeah.
With what was his name? Tim what was the voice actor for Batman? He just died not too long ago.
Yeah.
Tim Conway?
Conway. Yeah, something like that.
I'll have to look that up. Jamie, look that up. I'm just kidding. We have an audience member today. But I was gonna say similarly, like obviously I said
Kevin
Conroy. Okay, cool, got that right. We'll edit that. I'm literally just gonna take the Kevin and just put it where we said Tim.
Kevin.
Wow, that didn't peak. I was gonna say animation as well. But Man of Steel has a special place in my heart. I'm not entirely sure why. Like, it's not even like my stance on Phantom Menace is a hard line. I genuinely think it's really good. Man of Steel is like, I don't know. I think I may have been like going through something when I watched it because I just like it. I don't have a real reason. Henry Cavill's pretty great, but my favorite depiction of Superman is the one animated movie where they like rip a hole in the space-time as they usually do, and they meet the bad Justice League. Like all the Justice League characters are evil.
Okay, yeah.
And so like Superman fights it might be Ultraman. It's been a while since I've seen it, but evil Superman.
Yeah.
And that depiction of seeing both characters, because a lot of people like the idea is evil Superman, but seeing pure good versus pure evil with that near godlike ability. That's my favorite. That movie's crazy.
Is that the one where Batman just has like a dialogue with his alter ego and like kind of goes along with it, and then there's something so ingrained in just being Bruce Wayne that like once the hypocrisy is pointed out to him, he's just like, all right, I'm on your side now. Yeah. Is that same movie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. That's great.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that because I watched it when I was probably too young, because that is. The DC animated movies are fantastic, and it's usually because they're very gory and like don't hold back. Like the kids shows are the kids shows, with the movies like Under the Red Hood is so dark.
Yeah,
and like I either like my DC very silly or very serious. I don't like it anywhere in between.
For a long time, it felt like the animated DC movies were carrying a lot of the weight of DC for telling stories, for having depictions of these characters. If this Superman James Gunn movie is any depiction of like what is in the future, then I think we're going to see like a turn away from Marvel even back into DC. It might be cool to see that kind of play throughout the years to go back and forth, which I think that's what happened in the comics era. Like when comics were like the only thing, I'm sure that something similar, probably there was a pull to Marvel and then a pull back to DC, and then you get your others.
So just to clarify, you're saying you feel the pendulum moving away from Marvel?
It's too early to tell,
but it has the potential.
Yeah, I think,
and I agree with you, 100%.
Especially with James Gunn at the helm, because he was kind of the guy.
Yeah, every time I love how he makes superhero movies. So we're not quite getting into spoilers yet, but tone. You can even see from the trailer that like this movie,
It's bright.
DC's going in a way different direction. Yeah, it's bright. It's embracing the kind of silliness of the comic book look. It's not trying to, Zack Snyder's movies were like, no, to make this make sense, we have to make it as dark and gritty and as 300 as possible.
They unfortunately have this misconception that the more realistic it becomes, the more dire these situations are going to be, which snaps the rubber band back the other way where nothing is believable.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Batman did it well with the realism because that's a grounded real character. He doesn't have any powers. So you can kind of get away with these are high stakes because Superman's not just going to do Superman stuff. So if you're going to make a movie with Superman to make the stakes high, you have to do a lot of things that we'll get in.
You got to really tax the character.
Yeah,
and I think they do in this story.
I also do. What else? Just non-spoilerific can we talk about? Because I do want to get into the movie.
The movie has a lot of heart. Like it comes from a place in which it definitely has a lot of love put into it and a lot of reverence for the character and characters that surround Superman,
or just the lore. Like they use John Williams' theme, from the original,
and the projection, like Superman opening thing. That's definitely Christopher Reeve 70s.
Yeah, definitely. Like not trying to necessarily reinvent. They're trying to embrace, and that's really
you don't need to reinvent it. They nailed it for the time. Like, do some of the other even the beginning? Do some of those old movies like age? Well, yes, of course they do. But they're really good for what they are, and for like they're the kind of some of the. I can't think of a better one. I'd go to say like they're probably some of the best superhero films from way back in the day.
Well, it was probably until Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah,
like there's like probably a 10-year jump where there's not really any like. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I know there's,
and then it jumps again for like 10 years to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like you could argue X-Men, but it's probably Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man first, and then X-Men.
I would like to see.
I feel like
this movie be the next jump. Like
cool.
There's been a lot of talk about Fantastic Four maybe revitalizing the MCU because the MCU is the MCU. Like that'll be a separate podcast, but it does have its issues. But I think like the genre needed a revamp.
Well, let's. I don't want to sugarcoat it too much because this movie has its issues too. Overall, I think it's a good movie. But when I think critically about it,
I was gonna say, would you recommend it? Well, like again, we'll get into them because I think I have honestly a much different opinion than you. So I can't wait to discuss. We have not discussed any thoughts.
No, I saw the movie.
It. We have not talked about it. But would you recommend this to someone? If someone's like, oh, I'm thinking about going to see any other movie.
If you're gonna go to the movies, if you're going to the movies this week or the weekend, if you're gonna go see a movie, go see Superman. It's cool.
Did you have fun?
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. It was a good environment because theaters are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get that was worth it. That was worth the price of admission and the popcorn. So
yeah. I didn't get involved with it. We're at 14, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is
so
is the yeah 1 hour.
From here on out, we are going to be whole bar. We're going to be talking about our thoughts and feelings. We're going to expect you, the audience, to have seen the movie. We're going to be up to date.
We're going to be talking about specific things and specific scenes. So if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Like Taylor said, if you're going to watch something, go watch Superman. And then come back and join the discussion. And so hard cut, spoiler time.
Spoiler time.
I loved it.
I think it was okay. I think it was good.
That is a glowing review for you based on
only in
superhero movies.
Only in the context of it being a superhero movie because I'm so fatigued.
Yes.
And only in comparison to what we've gotten for the last couple of years.
Like, yes, the last couple of years, and then you can even, go the next rung down and say from DC. Like from Marvel,
there's multiple qualifiers.
From DC, it's leaps and bounds ahead of anything else they've put out.
Yeah, in the last, what, 10 years?
Honestly, since Man of Steel, for me personally.
Not counting, I don't think we should count, like, you know, because like Creature Commandos is cool.
Okay, if it's broad DC opposite the Batman. If I'm thinking like
The-
connected universe stuff.
I still think the Batman, obvious bias here, but the Batman is better.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because the Batman, like I said in the non-spoiler part, it's not burdened by superpowers. It's not a fantasy movie. You can do a grimdark noir with Batman and make it work and be able to do this gangster heist crime good plotted written movie that, you know, it's like almost more of a thriller than it is a superhero movie.
It's a fun year one movie.
It is a funny one, but as soon as you introduce superpowers,
Yeah.
it just changes what you're allowed to do with the story. Because also, unless it's a culmination, we've seen that your hero really can't lose. So you know there's superpowers, you know your hero's going to win. What can you do within that story?
Mhm.
And then with those hard brackets around Superman, this movie, I think James Gunn did a fantastic job. I came in with semi-high expectations, and I like semi-high being, I know this is a superhero movie. I know this. I'm also fatigued, and I don't think I had a smile on my face the entire movie. There was not a scene of the movie where I'm like, I don't like this.
I think it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I think it was an okay movie, kind of thing. I think it is not in any way a bad movie. I just think I think it suffers from a lot of the same problems. And
Yeah, well, what are those problems? Like broad superhero fatigue. Like what things just in general? Like
just this is a weird one, but we're dealing with a world in which like that is a mirror to our own, right? Obviously that we're talking about like a comic book movie and we're talking about like heroes with amazing powers, right? But then you have entities in that world that are supposed to be a one-to-one to our understanding of those entities, like the Department of Justice, the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, the United States government, foreign governments, things like that. And some things just don't quite add up for me. So at the beginning of the movie, Superman loses his first fight in the title crawl.
I did enjoy the title crawl. It's pretty fun.
I think it's fine. It's a good way to open your movie.
It kept us away from his origin. It kept us away from explaining, needing to see how people react to metahumans. Like it was 10 seconds and it set the scene where it's like, we are never going to explain any of this stuff.
It is
going forward.
You have a basic understanding of what Superman and Superman mythos may be.
Yeah. We're not going to coddle you.
Yeah.
I liked that.
He's dealing with a villain, metahuman, superpowered entity called the Hammer of Baravia.
Yes.
So he gets knocked, or he starts to lose the fight, and he flies away to the Fortress of Solitude, which is in
Antarctica.
Yeah. So
New York to Antarctica.
New York?
Metropolis is in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It is. I hate to. It's the stand-in for, well, if it's not New York, it is across the river from Gotham City.
Chicago?
Definitely up in the north, right? Great Lakes area. We'll say Great Lakes area. Okay. You know, we know what's up there.
It's a
long way away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fight happens that morning or that day, right? And they're fighting for, we don't know how long. But the title says 3 minutes ago he lost his fight.
Yeah.
And so he flies all the way and crash lands outside of the Fortress of Solitude, gets dragged in, heals up, and gets back to the fight. Yeah. Okay, so that takes some time.
It probably like
about
what we saw plus probably 6 minutes, 3 minutes there, 3 minutes back.
The rest of the movie and the fight is happening into that point, and I'm building up to a point.
I was like, I hope so.
Superman still loses the fight, kinda, because
the second fight he also loses.
He also still loses that fight and gets knocked down. And the villain leaves and flies away. He flies maybe 50 miles out of town and lands on a beach with a like an army tent base with a bunch of different containers and shit that says LexCorp in it.
Yeah.
Did nobody see that? Did nobody see him flying away?
I think
nobody no satellites from the US government, no drones, no nothing.
Well, I think
asshole with a fucking flip phone. Like,
I think you do, but I see it as they justified it enough where you could get away with doing that. Lex is so in the government's pocket. Like the next scene is him in a random room with all the heads of the Department of Justice and Defense.
And they're not having a very friendly conversation?
No. And he's running that conversation. So it's showing that Lex can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's what they're explaining to you, is that your justifications, yeah, they can make sense. But on for the people's standpoint, they're like some asshole with a flip phone. Yeah, someone definitely recorded that. Are they recording him the whole way? No. Is anyone following this guy? No. Well, there's probably... because there's a lot of flying people in this world. Metahumans are abundant.
So you would think that with all the advanced technology that is owned...
Are you assuming that Lex couldn't, like stealth the hammer?
Oh, I'm assuming it's stealthed.
Yeah.
But eyes on the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it leaves.
He flies. I can see his trail.
You can see... You look up and you see a plane flying by and you see its trails. Do you know where that plane is going?
So he's not plane heights. He's skyscraper height.
You don't know that forever. As far as
he flies 50 miles out of town and he goes 35,000 feet into the air or something like that. Even if he goes above the cloud cover, right? And then comes back down, which we see in the movie he doesn't do.
I don't think this point that
so here's the tangent on to that point. And again,
you think someone should have noticed Lex doing this,
and here's why.
I think someone probably should have, but I can believe why no one did, because Lex is in charge. Lex is running it.
Sure, but it's kind of integral to the plot, because in this movie we're getting Superman a lot of guff for personally getting involved with a border dispute between two foreign countries. One of them is an ally to the United States. You have a individual showing up to a United States metropolitan area, wreaking havoc, trying to hurt people, saying out loud, I am a representative of this country.
Yeah, but then you had the president also come out and say we have no ties to that.
I just don't believe that.
The double standard is...
I don't believe that nobody would. I don't believe that our intelligence community, and especially in a comic book world that has characters like Amanda Waller and stuff like that, I don't believe that somebody wouldn't know that Lex made this guy and do, like, it's just a stretch. It needs to happen for the movie to happen, but it is a stretch.
I don't think it's as far as a stretch. I see what you're saying. Well, don't get me wrong. I see what you're saying. It's not the stretchiest thing of this movie.
There's
by far. But before they did this is a behind the scenes thing. They did some edits to this movie. They did some test screenings. They got kind of mixed reviews of how they had the movie set up. And one of the things is this movie takes place over a week. It is a 7-day movie. And in the original cut, they had title cards saying each day. So that's something that they don't address in the movie. But the events are happening over the course of a week. So if this Hammer shows up, right? He shows up, fights Superman, and says, Barovia. And then the Barovian president's like, And Superman just, all this shit's happening in a week. My justification is there's not enough time for someone to look into it and figure it out and come out with that information and give it to journalists. Because even if the intelligence community, it's such a weird hole. Even if the intelligence community,
it's a plot hole that is there, though.
I mean, if the intelligence community who is working with Lex figures this stuff out, you think they're telling the public? You think they have anything to go and stop it? Like, you see the Defense Department individuals are wary of Lex, but the point that they make is they're more wary of Superman. They care more about this alien than they do about anything Lex is doing. Lex opens up a pocket dimension, an actual fucking hole, and they don't necessarily care. Like that's like it is a double standard that they're reinforcing. So I don't see it as much of a hole as a no. Like that's part of the point is that Superman is getting dogged and Lex can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I still think it's kind of a weird thing to have in your movie when you could just change little effects of that same key little details and make it so that I don't have this problem. But it's just the way that it is presented to me as an audience member. There's a problem here. There's a logical problem with what is being presented to me, and that's where I have to think critically about it, and that's where I draw my problem. Does it ruin the movie? Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I think it works well as a device, but let's transition because I know that you have this thing about little fluffy things in a lot of movies. What are your thoughts on Crypto, man?
It's a dog.
It is a dog.
I don't think it looks particularly good.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with how he looked. He's very expressive. He is a cartoon character.
Yeah.
He has got a ton of personality. He does not look like a real dog. But I tell you, when they stole him, I felt a little violent. I got a little perturbed. It worked.
To quote one of the Superbots, you couldn't care if it lives or dies. In my heart of heart.
That's why I wanted to hear from you, because you noted animated animal disliker. Judy, I will never let Judy Hopps go.
Yeah, okay, just inflame me with no context whatsoever. I'd punt her across a field. Stuart Little gets the boot.
Stuart Little. I agree on the Stuart Little one. But as far as Crypto goes, I was just happy he was there. I never thought I'd get to see a live action Crypto ever. And the fact that he's in it, he plays a pretty good point or a pretty good role. Does some very fun, cool things. Like, he's an animated dog. Yes. What does that animated dog do? Things I've never seen on screen before, and it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate him. I don't hate his inclusion, and I don't hate him because he's a dog or anything like that. I think he just stands out a little bit being CG the entire time and not having like a dog actor do something.
Do like a little bit.
Maybe blended a little bit together.
I would have liked to see a real,
and I don't know about the behind the scenes. Yeah. Maybe there was a dog there, and maybe I'm sure they animated over it.
But they definitely animated over it if they had.
Well, then
100. Like there was never a real Crypto. Yeah, I agree there. You don't get as much expression if you do that. But again, I would like to see a little bit of it. You brought the robots up. 4. Man, so Alec Tudyk just has a...
I'm a robot and or an alien who delivers things very matter-of-factly.
Yeah, quirky CGI character. Alan Tudyk has a monopoly.
I love it. I good for him. That page.
I never know. The credits roll and I see Alan Tudyk and I'm like, oh, he's there. Of course.
Really?
He's there. Oh, I never pick him up in the moment because the character is always spot on. Whatever he's doing, I'm lost in that character and not realize. It's almost like Andy Serkis doing anything, like any mocap or anything, and you just like find out that's Andy.
They're very good at what they do, and so they chameleon into the character.
Yeah.
So they're great. They're always a great inclusion.
I'm glad they didn't fully kill 4. When they killed him, I was like, yeah, all right. And they brought him back, and I was like,
it's a robot. I don't care.
And he doesn't care. No one cares.
He's a robot.
I loved how he's like, what was the line? Is like, we don't have any consciousness whatsoever. I couldn't care if it lived or died. And he knows it.
And he knows. It's great. It's a great line. It'll delivered wonderfully.
He doesn't listen to us because he knows we don't care.
He finds it soothing. Put the video of his parents on. It finds it soothing. Bradley Cooper, what are you doing here?
Yeah, it took me a little while because obviously Bradley Cooper shows up and everyone in the theater was like, hey, that's fucking Bradley Cooper.
But it took a warning sign.
It took me a second.
In hindsight, it should have been a warning sign, weirdly.
You know what?
It's hilarious.
I didn't think about it like that.
It should have been like,
this isn't going to be a good character.
No, wait a minute. And that's not a dig against Bradley Cooper either, but it is definitely a kind of casting.
You know what?
Like,
You know what James Gunn said? Why he picked Bradley Cooper?
no, why?
He needed an actor that could channel and hold up to Marlon Brando's attitude. So he picked Bradley Cooper because he needed a little bit of an edgy guy.
I said.
Yeah, you just need a little bit of a like. That's Marlon
Yeah.
Brando. I don't fully trust him.
I don't want to be alone in a room with him. Luckily,
No, I'd like to meet him. Wouldn't like to. Well, I'm not now. I definitely wouldn't be in a room with him now. Might be a little tough. Oh, they got me at the end. We're jumping around a lot, but Bradley Cooper, the beginning, the video, obviously the message.
oh yeah,
When they do the reprisal at the end, like put his parents on, it soothes him. Oh, they got me.
yeah.
Oh,
it's a good. It pays it off with the actual family photos and family.
You just see how happy he is before the video is even turned on. You see Superman genuinely happy.
Yeah, Maul and Pa Kent are done exceptionally well in this. I feel like I've met them.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been in their home before. It's definitely where the movie gets a lot of heart because yeah, Clark Kent, Superman, like that's his defining thing is like if he was raised by anybody else, honestly, like we would have gotten a monster.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Kents are such wholesome, salt of the earth people,
I agree.
like they look like a snapshot of America too. So
There's normal looking people. It's not like Bradley Cooper or like they could have gotten John Lithgow, right? They could have gotten a face, and they picked people who, like you're saying, they just feel like wholesome people.
it's a better casting than having Kevin Costner be there.
I forgot distress noises from this.
I like Kevin Costner.
I forgot Kevin Costner.
I don't like him as Papa Kent.
I completely forgot. Dang, dude.
Don't save me, son. I gotta go be in Yellowstone.
Like,
He don't do it, Clark.
we can't get into Man of Steel right now. We're gonna have to deep dive Man of Steel because I forgot.
Sure, we'll do it.
That's the dumbest scene. I am so mad when Papa jumps into a tornado.
Just the idea that like Clark could have ran out and gotten taken by the tornado with Papa Kent,
And then
and just flew away and landed in a field somewhere and be, my God, how did you survive? It's like it was just
Yeah,
he had hope.
that
Or
makes
something
so mad.
stupid. Like that could have been so much better.
Let's transition to Superman saving people. I love how they do
And animals.
and animals. There's a premise in screenwriting that's called Save the Cat.
Yeah.
And if you want your protagonist to resonate with audiences immediately, you have them save
The squirrel.
You have them save a cat. You have them save a squirrel. So you know in your like subconscious mind, oh, this is a good person.
I just laughed at that scene.
Like he went out of his way to save
It's a squirrel, my man.
any life. He is down to save, and he wanted to save the big monster.
It made me like. It did make me. It made. I think he's like. I think goofy, but that's the point, dude. That's the point. He is a little.
Meet him. He's like not cursing, right? Crypto's biting him, and he's like, "Golly, gee whiz!" And I absolutely love. I love the
feel like
these flair that they incorporate into.
I feel like they touch on like the goofy lingo there, but I don't think they go far enough with it and have it like pointed out enough.
Yeah.
I do think it's fine for the character, but when it does pop off, it kind of feels like you're kind of pushing a little bit.
I think if they were more consistent with it,
Yeah, they're just not consistent.
Yeah. It was like at the beginning and the end, it really popped up. But it's like even when he was Clark, I think they could have done it a little bit more. But yeah, the saving, I liked that tonally. It's not even like a DC universe tone that you have to be a good guy. Like they hammer the fact that Superman is a good guy. Superman's a good person and wants to save all life, whether it's a squirrel, a monster, or a human.
So Lex Luthor,
A lot of superheroes in this world do not care. Absolutely do not. Guy Gardner does not care. We see Peacemaker pop up, John Cena. That's his whole thing, is murdering people. So it's solidifying the point that tone is going to change all over the park. Superman does not curse the entire movie. We see Supergirl for 30 seconds and she calls him a bitch and leaves.
yeah,
The tone is going to be different movie to movie. And I think that's a good thing. I think setting the pace early.
It's going to be a little inconsistent later down the road where it's a James Gunn specific problem that like I think actually cursed a lot of what came after.
Well, they tried to be like James Gunn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, let James Gunn be James Gunn. Don't try to do what he does.
And it'll be what's on the box. You get what you get with it. And if you like it a lot, then cool. If you're fatigued by poor imitation, the genuine article may be refreshing, but it will still get old.
Yeah. I think you're specifically talking about the Mr. Terrific scene.
No,
fight scene.
I think every scene with that man is perfect. I love him.
Oh,
I love Mr. Terrific.
I meant the fight that is very Guardians-esque. When they land on the beach and Lois is trapped. I expected that to be the moment, a moment you didn't like.
That's another thing. No, I think that was a perfect. I think
because I was like, this is very James Gunn, but it's so well done.
I think a lot of the fight scenes are really well done. I think the flying is pretty well done. I think the visuals of the destruction. I think it gets a little ridiculous at points. It gets to that Man of Steel level of 9/11ing multiple times.
James Gunn did talk about that as well as like it's in Man of Steel where nothing's ever happened. Metropolis getting destroyed would be so traumatic on the world. Like it would traumatize basically all of the human populace. This is a world that's used to cities getting destructed. Like when the big monster is walking around and people are just like, oh, there goes a building. They're just filming it. They're desensitized.
Yeah.
So it is a big deal that Metropolis gets a chunk of it destroyed. But that's someone else's problem. Like it's not traumatizing anybody unless you were like in the buildings when they were like getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And they do a good job of evacuating it.
They do an okay job of evacuating most people
until it gets to
it's very obviously that not everybody evacuated and you had
no.
It's like I mean
another refreshing thing I liked, just very brutal deaths. Like it had this
the execution scene, pretty rough. Pretty rough for a character I didn't expect them to actually for real do.
And then Superman had to kill people as well in the end. Like no way about it. You had to kill those people.
Yeah.
Some of them were robots. They do a good job of not explaining which are robots and which are people, but he does kill people.
I think that's another problem I have with the movie is that if they never like really say that he is against killing enemies and especially people that are going to be, bad guys. But it does strike me the same as like the G.I. Joe pull the parachute kind of thing. So like we can blow up the plane, but the parachute has to pop open every time. So they do a thing like that where he's fighting the squadron of the other flying suit people.
What I was talking about. Yeah.
Some of them are people, maybe some of them are robots, but they're clearly people.
Yeah, they call them robots and then basically only show you people in suits. So I don't know if that was Lex lying about them being robots at all?
I don't know.
A bit unclear.
I believe that Lex doesn't care what happens to him.
I mean, they might as well be robots to him.
Yeah, but the point is, like, I kind of think it's a little ridiculous. It's another stretch in the movie for me. It doesn't ruin the movie, but it's like, come the fuck on. Where he's fighting, he gets done with not Bizarro. He gets done with the mechanic. And then he has to take on the squadron of enemies, right? So he just does a laser eye and pops a bunch of them out of the air. They're at skyscraper height. They just got laser beamed and they fall all the way onto cars or just pavement and they writhe around like, oh man, that hurt.
Were they riding? I watched a lot die. I must have.
If that's your interpretation, maybe, but I was like, literally go. And then another guy lands on him. He's like, oh. It's like,
I know. I think those people are dead. I think they're very dead.
Yeah, but like the fact that they show a scene where they just hit the ground and they're like, ouch.
Well, maybe so. I mean, they are wearing armor. I mean, some are robots.
They got hit with
theoretically, some are robots. So maybe they're still ticking.
I think it's just a weird thing to show in your movie. Like, why even show that?
We can't agree. He does kill people. 100%, not all of those. Whatever the situation.
We're just not going to report fatalities.
I liked that he had to. we watched an entire movie where he saved as much as he could, and then it got to a point where he's like, there is no option at this moment in time, and it was nice. I liked that he's willing to go there.
I'm glad that it wasn't like a plot point.
No
Struggle.
He didn't like get mad about it.
But he won't
Just
kill
like,
Lex.
nope.
He just won't kill Lex Luthor, though.
Crypto damn tried, and that I was dying. I
would have let him go for another few minutes.
I was just like, well, because the whole ride home, I was talking to my girlfriend, her dog, like we were just seeing her dog as Crypto because they're very similar mentality. And when Crypto's just going off on Lex, and he's just like, no, drop it. I can't do anything about this, or I won't do anything.
He could do something about that.
But then we learn it's not his dog. And that's kind of like, it's really like my girlfriend's dad's dog. The same kind of thing. We're just like, all right, well, that's why he behaves that way.
Yeah.
Like, I really like that. Like, Superman, it's not, Crypto isn't his dog. And so, and he doesn't like Lex. He's not going to hurt Lex. But if Crypto's doing it, I'm not going to necessarily rip you off of Lex to save him. I'm just going to wait for you to stop.
I don't have a problem with it happening to Lex. They do a very good job of making Lex a bad man.
I love the modernization of Lex Luthor. Like you always see Lex as like this charismatic, blah, blah, blah. They made this guy so believable.
Yeah.
So believable. He's rage farming against Superman.
Which stupid.
Oh, I thought that was so funny.
Stupid. It's a dumb idea.
Literal chimpanzees with a typewriter.
You actually
he has chimpanzees with a typewriter.
I don't get it.
He's
I get it. But you don't need a actual physical thing to do that. Just make a program that does that.
No, that's much funnier.
No,
if you have an alternate reality full of monkeys with typewriters, that's so funny.
It's goofy. It certainly is goofy. The joke didn't quite land for me. I thought
it was funny because it shows like this is, again, they do embrace the silliness of comic book stuff.
Yeah,
this guy's a super villain. He's not just a rich guy, so they have to, like, he does a lot of stuff that I can see like current rich guys doing in our world, and they're like, how do we make him even more evil?
The epitome of somebody who cannot be told no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicholas Hoult does a great job. All the cast does a great job.
Yeah.
What is her? I always forget her name. Who plays Lois Lane?
Lois Lane.
I literally made a note of her name yesterday, and I keep forgetting, but she's amazing. Perfect casting.
I think she does well.
Perfect acting. That's Lois Lane. Like, and she channels kind of the 70s attitude about Lois Lane too.
I can't pronounce that last name. Rachel
Brosnan.
Okay.
Yeah. She does a great job. Nicholas Hoult does a great job.
Jimmy was cool. I always love seeing
Jimmy being a character.
Jimmy being
not just there, being a character who does things and is productive. Amazing.
Always fun.
I was saying that on the ride home. I was like, that was one of my favorite parts of the movie, is that he is one of the reasons they win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just Jimmy. Like, I'm trying to explain who Jimmy is. And I'm like, well, he's largely nobody.
He's largely no one. Until he becomes large and has to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Or something crazy like that. Yeah, Jimmy's a fun character addition. You get Barry, and it's just like, I don't need any explanation of who these characters are.
No. Let's talk about Guy Gardner.
I mean, again, Nathan Fillion, cool, good. I'm glad they're getting
great casting. I love the fact that we're going to introduce Green Lanterns as a concept, and we're not going to give you cool guy Hal Jordan. We're not going to give you cool guy Stewart.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the worst fucking Green Lantern imaginable.
Making it Nathan Fillion definitely makes him just it's like body armor. Like, you can hate him being a douche, but you can't hate him because it's Nathan Fillion.
You're in going into the movie, I was saying, I don't even care if the character is stupid. Like, I know I'm going to like this character no matter what. Like, even if he turns out to be a bad guy or is written badly or the CGI sucks, I already love that this character is here played by this guy. It's like, well done. Well done. You can't hate it. I can't wait to see Nathan Fillion again as Green Lantern. We'll see him in May, I believe.
Hot Girl's interesting.
Again, glad they included her. I like the variety.
I think she's fine.
Like, Superman.
I could have done for more of her.
Yeah.
But
Well, again, like the tone shift, more of her would have been great. I know we will get more of her at some point. The tone shift of, you won't kill me because Superman doesn't kill people. And she's like, drops the guy.
like, dude,
Like, we're not the same.
do some research on who you're going to provoke.
Yeah. Yeah, love the inclusion. Mr. Terrific is, I honestly, I'm not deep in the weeds in DC. Like
I know he's a big deal. He's actually a big,
and I know that he's going to be a big deal in the movies from now on.
Yeah.
And I feel so silly for not knowing anything about the character.
I think
Like I have to retroactively go learn things about this character.
Yeah, and
Because did such a good job.
well, I think that's another good thing about James Gunn is he's willing to take those characters,
He knows them.
and put them in the limelight. And I think having Mr. Terrific being like a focal, like having him be important to the plot of the movie as well, and having him be around and get a lot of characterization is great, because I think the actor does really well, and I think the character's really fun actually.
Yes.
Because like he's capable and he knows he's capable, but he knows he has his limits kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
He's a very smart guy. Great to see the little bit of I don't know if retribution is the right word, but the guy who played Mr. Terrific played Darwin in X-Men First Class. If you remember that character.
I don't like X-Men.
You didn't watch First Class?
Oh.
Okay, well let me explain what his role, and he played the coolest mutant of the First Class. And then he gets killed by Kevin Bacon almost immediately. And they, like, the people making the X-Men movies supposedly kind of lied to him, kind of told him it was going to be a bigger deal, and then just wasn't. Yeah. So now he's got a new chance to be a superhero, and it seems like it's going to be a major thing.
Same cloth.
Yeah, well, I think actual opportunity, and not just opportunity, like off the bat, important.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't die in this movie. He was integral to their success in this movie. Like him and Metamorpho, like, honestly, what
a great character.
All of the heroes, if one of them isn't there, they don't win.
Yeah, it was definitely
like arguably maybe Hawk Girl, but even then she kills the president of Barovia. So
here's another nitpick, and I'm sorry to do this.
Well, this is what the conversation's for.
Okay, so Superman can get from Metropolis to Antarctica in about 3 minutes and back, right?
Yes. How fast can Hawk Girl fly?
How fast can Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner get to where they need to be in a foreign country?
I assume Guy Gardner can fly fast as hell. He's a space reindeer.
Okay.
Hawk Girl, yes. How fast can Hawk Girl fly? Hawks are pretty fast. They're not that fast. So unless she's already stationed there.
It's ridiculous that she gets from the United States to Europe, Middle East.
When does she leave? When does she leave America? Because even if
all that is happening on TV,
she's got to be flying faster than a 747.
So here's the thing.
We're breaking down this math.
So here's the thing, right? There's a term
called velocity of an unladen Hawk Girl.
Pretty good. There's a concept called time dilation, and what I'm referring to when I say that is the visualization of events happening as we understand them as the audience can be played with and stretched out and accordioned or shrunk down to move the plot along, right? So the Barovians are about to attack this other country. They are on the border. They're showing a border dispute. They're showing a bunch of what look like civilians about to go up against military, tanks and APCs and all that. And they're actively showing a news clip of the kids raising a makeshift flag.
You assume that's when Superman says, "Hey, Guy, can you go over there and help?"
Yeah.
Like, because he doesn't even get obviously we
don't see any,
right. He's going that way and then gets called by Mr. Terrific saying, hey, I need you to come into Metropolis. So at that point, he has to call Guy Gardner and say, hey, can you go deal with this? Because I have to be in Metropolis.
Well, the thing that turns them is, at least the scene in the movie, and for the audience to understand that like they're going to get involved now, is Hawk Girl coming out of like the shower and sitting on her bed and watching the newsreel of that happening live. So she
flies fast as hell.
What is going? What?
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense. And
I will agree with you there. I'll agree with you on that one. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But I that's got to be why they took the day cards out. Because when you draw attention that it's happening into a week, that I would have that question.
It's very strange.
If this is happening on Friday morning, and yeah, Hawk Girl, I don't have any questions about Guy. And obviously, you assume Hawk Girl can also fly that fast. But again, maybe just don't think about it.
Maybe just don't think about it. No, that's not an excuse. No, I'm sorry. That's not an excuse. And I kind of hate that for like anything.
I hate it for the Star Wars sequels because, you know, hyperspace takes a long time still, but they're like planet hopping.
See, it really doesn't bother me in Star Wars because it
bothers me more in Star Wars than it did in
sequels that have a big problem with the time.
They hop a little too. They're doing concurrent hops. They have people hopping simultaneously.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't feel like a galaxy. It feels like parking lot.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna Vamp. I'm looking up to see if Hawk Girl has
super speed.
Like how fast she is.
I mean, I'm sure she can. She can fly, so she's gonna be faster than a person. But like,
yeah. But again, you're talking on a 747. Takes you hours.
It takes hours.
Hours to get over
on a military jet.
Minimum like 7 hours.
Still gonna take you hours,
right? So you are flying
speed. So it's a much smaller dilation of time too. But Hawk Girl attacks the president, who I assume is in the capital of that country, and then when she gets done there, flies to the border to also be there when the guy who can change into any kind of like geological form, any kind of whatever his name is.
All right, I have the answer.
Okay. You have Hawk Girl jump to there so we can see her, Guy Gardner, and Chemical Guy, or whatever his name is. Metamorpho, all rake in the applause from the group. It's like, how? Okay. I'm already hung up on how she got over there to begin with. She got from the Capitol to there to rake in or to help out with the fight too. It's like, come on.
So she does have superhuman speed. She has, so you're gonna love this. One of them I think you're gonna be like, okay, and one of them you're not gonna like.
Okay.
So she has I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. She has like special metal wings, right? Like DC's adamantium, special metal, vibranium, whatever.
Sure.
That's not the one. She also has an anti-gravity belt. So that is giving her extra speed because she doesn't have to deal with gravity. But there's also a suggestion that she can move in a dimension beyond space and time. So she can, her flight speed is hypersonic. She can easily evade spaceships. That is from the animated series that you love so much.
Okay.
So there is significant evidence that she can fly fast as hell.
Okay.
They're not just, hawk wings attached to her back. She is moving.
Well, she's not the Falcon. She's not
the Falcon. She is closer to Superman's speed than Falcon's speed.
Maybe it comes across as just like it's a problem for me because I'm ignorant about the character. It's still kind of a weird problem to have.
They are going ahead and setting the tone of this is the rules of this universe.
People can just be wherever they need to be.
If they're that metahuman, if they're that super, they can be where they need to be. Which in the comic books, it's similar like that. You don't see travel montages in comic books. You have people heroically showing up in situations they probably shouldn't be in. And that this movie feels like a comic book. This movie does not try to unnecessarily ground itself. It is going panel to panel to panel to panel.
Then I don't ever want to see in the future a problem of we didn't make it in time. I don't ever want to see that problem come up.
Unless there's they're trapped in another dimension or something like that. If you play by those rules,
sure. But if it's just a matter of distance, then shut up. They should just be there. Even if they're not speedsters, they should just be there. So I don't ever want to hear that come up, but like the idea of like,
I think that's fair.
you know,
I think that's fair. Unless you're playing in a more grounded space like Batman.
sure, Batman, it would take time for the Batwing to get any place. I imagine even that as being like a super fast jet.
Which is so fun whenever they introduce Batman. I can't wait to see that play out. That's so fun.
Well,
it's just because even in the animated series, there's a bit of that.
Yes, there is. And they do the groundwork. They really do the groundwork and laying out the foundation, even though the place is already built, of building the Justice League and the Justice League headquarters that we see in the movie.
Justice Gang. No, we're not calling ourselves
No, Justice League.
I love that they move it just one step away.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It's a work in progress.
It's a very much a work. It's not even really a full-fledged idea.
So there's 3 members.
Well, they're specifically bankrolled by Maxwell Lord.
So there's 3 members.
Right, yeah. I mean, Superman just got on the scene. Batman's MIA or whatever Batman's doing. The Justice League is not
I
around.
understand Batman not being
Right? Like we don't even have Wonder Woman yet.
Yeah.
So you need Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman before the Justice League can be a thing. I mean, which is good. I don't want the Justice League to be a thing anytime soon. It's not in phase 1. I hope it's not here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to come transition because we're getting close to it. We're gonna go over an hour for this one for sure. But so
again, my nitpicks are there. There aren't many of them. There are problems with this movie, and I'm sure people who are a lot more critical of stuff like this and have ability to like skim through the movie and like scene for scene do it.
If you're gonna go on a critical stance, there's things there. But it's a perfect transition to where I want to go. Knowing this is a superhero movie, knowing all of your fatigue, everything in this realm,
Mm-hmm.
what score do you give it out of 10? Out of 10 Taylors, how many Taylors do you give it?
See, this is the thing also. Like, I personally don't put a lot of value in the idea of like a 1 out of 10 system.
Well, what rating would you use?
I'd say it's a strong 7
Out of
10.
Okay, I thought you weren't going to use the.
Yeah, no, I don't like it, but when you like put it,
That's why I
gave it in.
I gave you an option for a different scale, but 7 out of 10 is pretty good.
You know, I don't want to rip off that, but like I think it's 1.
One thumb.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's a good movie. I'm not crazy about it. There are Marvel movies that I think James Gunn did that are still better than it. I think it's still good though compared to everything around it.
Yeah,
that's a glowing number 7.
Yeah, no, that's 7's crazy high for again where we are in this space and time for the last decade and a half.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I'm probably a little above a 7. I'm closer to an 8. I'll say 7.8 out of 10.
Let's see. Now we're getting into decimal places. Come on.
It never mattered. But
if we have to use that going forward as a general,
I genuinely like. We should make a movie scale because we're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, and I put a lot of thought into like how I felt if I had to be on the 10 because that's what me and my fiance went over. But we were talking about it too because I wanted to save my thoughts for this. We kind of talked about it the other night, but if we're gonna be reviewing stuff, we need to try and stay consistent.
Yeah.
And again, something I want to stress is I have my problems with it, and I think the movie's only okay to good.
As far as movies
overall, I'd still say it is a fun, enjoyable film. You can go and see it with the kids.
Yeah.
And have a good time for the money that it takes. Or
I'll
get it on DVD.
Yeah, I'll pay.
I think it's worth getting on DVD.
Is 28, I believe, 25th or 28th.
That's pretty good.
So it'll be on VOD very, very soon. I'll piggyback off that. I'll say, as a movie goes, it's fun. It's not groundbreaking. It's very fun, and it knows it's trying to be fun. As far as superhero movies go, with where we are, I give it a 7.8 out of 10 because it's so refreshing. It is absolutely a breath of fresh air. I didn't really know, Superman's going to win. I didn't know how he was going to win.
It looks like a lot of stuff was stacked.
There was they set it up Superman's going to go to Baravia. And then he doesn't. He sends the Justice Gang. I loved that. There were so many things where I was just like, that's not the first thing I would think of. And it's so refreshing. That guy gets brought out there interrogating him. Didn't once for a second think that he was going to get blasted on the second shot. There was so many just slight expectation. 1 degree off of my expectation. And that was enough to genuinely make me be having fun the entire movie. So I love it. We'll end with this last question that I had, which is, what do you want for Superman next? Going forward with the DCU, what would you personally like to see for Superman? It's a big one. I don't know if you've thought about it.
I know a lot of people want him to like meet Batman because like that's like a big thing, but like honestly, no. I think if we're gonna see him and he's always going to be around other characters, other superhero characters, if you're going to use it that way, I think Superman should really be the focal point of how the Justice League gets formed. I feel like if he is going to be if we're going in that direction, which it seems like we are,
Right.
Into phase 1 Marvel, the Avengers become a thing.
Right.
I think that's what we do. I think that's maybe the plan because it's tried and true, it works, and it makes sense.
Right. I think that's why they start with him.
I think
it's going to bookend.
I think we keep introducing like problems that he has to deal with. Okay, he's dealt with Lex Luthor. That's a him problem, right? Let's have him continue to deal with other problems. I don't think we do Zod for a while.
Okay.
I don't want us to like, because
I thought you were going to say Zod.
No, because there's a problem with superhero movies in general. And Marvel has it, and Marvel from back in the day has it, and so does DC, where you introduce a villain, you have to kill them in the same movie.
Oh, you want Zod to be a longer term thing.
I want him to...
You don't want him to get shown up?
No, I just don't want him to show up in phase 1 and then go away and not be a problem.
That's what I need. You want him to be a longer term problem or just a recurring...
Or I just want him to be a more important problem later on.
Yeah, not a single movie villain.
I don't think Mr. McFlix shows up. Or whatever.
I would love...
I think Wonder Woman gets her own movie.
Oh, 100%. They're just trying to figure out the casting and script right now. But the word on the street is, since Superman has performed so well, they are like fast tracking. They're like, we're not going to do it into like James Gunn's rule is they're not making movies until the script is done, which is so conversely like Fantastic Four. Like, we're filming without a script.
What a bar to set!
Unbelievable. Finish the script before making a movie. So they are trying to move Wonder Woman along. Cool, which is cool. I want the character Superman is an alien. I want him to be the focal point. Like, again, I do think he's the heart and soul of this Justice League. I think he moves that way. But what is one of the reasons Justice League is formed? It's not just because a Metropolis has problems. It's not just because Gotham has a problem. It's because the world has a problem extraterrestrially. And I think Superman ties that together. I would like to see Superman's next spot, wherever that is, introducing Martian Manhunter to the DCU.
That'd be cool.
I want John so...
John is a fantastic character. I think a lot of people really have a lot of love for Martian.
I love Martian Manhunter. Seeing him in live action would make the 12-year-old in me just scream. Like, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because, like, for a fact, you saw Metamorpho was an actual practical suit.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter is going to be practical.
Because I'm thinking about all the warm feelings I had for Martian Manhunter from the animated Justice League show where Clark brings him home for Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, with those Ma and Pa Kent, yes.
The aliens sticking together, that's what I want.
That'd be great. I think that's wonderful.
Exactly what I want.
That's super cool.
You all right if we wrap it there? I think there's more to touch on with Superman.
I think there's more to touch on.
I think that was a pretty good summary. I think we gave our thoughts, we gave our ratings, and
yeah, I think people should go and see the movie.
Honestly, we didn't really spoil that much.
No, but we did address it as like, hey, we hit the points that
I think the points that
we assume that you know what's gonna.
If we didn't bring something up, we probably liked it.
It didn't have a problem with it in general. No.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you're still around, if you are still around, consider giving us a like and a subscription, and join the discussion. Give us your thoughts on Superman or the movie if you've seen it in the comments below. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Take it easy.